This is Trina. This is the Oracle and Tarot readings for your month of July. It's actually towards the end of the month, so this would be the completion of the month and what to expect ahead of time. So I've already lit the candles to be able to help us guide us, and when they are out, then our session is over, or when I am done speaking and the guides and angels have nothing else to tell me. So today we are going to do the Oracle Dragon Fae, and we are doing the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. Now, I have just acquired the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. They're absolutely beautiful. So this is the book that they have. So it was definitely worth it. And I acquired the Oracle Dragon Fae because the dragon is like one of my guides and definitely helps me through problems. And I love the images and all the descriptions and small intricate details that are in here. So, alright, well, we're going to start off with our Shamanic Healing Oracles, and we're going to see what cards it wants to pull for us, and then we will check with the Oracle Dragon Fae to see what follows up and what else it says to go with it. So, I love these cards. They've got the golden sides to it, and then they got the hand. It's so pretty, isn't it? So, but, alright. Well, I like to look at the bottom of the cards to the deck to see what the energy is of the reading today for us to understand where to start off, like a starting foot point. So, let's see. We have perception, and under it is joy. So we have the energy field of joy. You see this? And then we have perception. So our first card is perception, and it's followed up with the energy card of joy. Let's see what else your Shamanic Healing cards can give you for today's daily reading on what to expect, what to do, what's coming up, maybe some hidden challenges. So, let's see. What can you give me for today, July 2019? That will help somebody who is listening to this. Okay, I've dropped these. Let's see what it wants to give me from here. Flip two of them. That was the last card for them. That was the first one. So, thank you. Set this over here. Alright, so we have right now, sorry, I'm going to adjust my body so see what's going on. Perception, teaching, and an emotional release. Alright, so the energy is with joy. With joy, you need to change your perception. Maybe you've got some negative, light into the dark. Maybe you are within your mind because, you're growing. You've got nature here. And, you would need to change your perception. Maybe your too negative thinking thought process. You need to help change it to joy so you can manifest in a positive way rather than in a negative way. See, then you've got teaching here. Alright, I'm going to read a little bit of the cards here, and let's see what it does. We are created in joy. The balance of energy and higher vibrations bring us closer to divine love, pure joy. Joy can be a destination, but it also can be a vehicle that you use to get to that destination. Faith, grace, gratitude, and love all merge together and at different times and in different amounts to create joy. There is love, growth, tears, change, and self-realization in this card. This card pretends a happy and joyous time. Foretells a happy and joyous time. Okay, so keeping positive light and your love at full focus will help change your perception. Right now your mind is probably into a change perception on what exactly that you're supposed to be doing and exactly where you're supposed to be going. And maybe you're thinking in a negative manner because things are blocking you and isn't helping you. And then we got the teaching, the tree. And it's a lot. It's got the root system, it's got the branches reaching to the sky. I mean, they are bears, so maybe it's a teacher coming into your life that you're going to be able to listen and learn from, or maybe you're going to learn something. Let's see what it says. The situation you're inquiring about encourages teaching, whether it be a student, teacher, parent, child, or just friend. We are all of us learning and teaching constantly, and we are maintaining a high vibration energetically. Never despair that the seeds that you have planted have failed to take root. They may be taking some time to germinate, or they may have migrated to another field. Do not plant seeds with the expectation of an outcome. Disengage from the attachment of the outcome of the situation and move on. A farmer doesn't sit down next to the seeds as he's planting, waiting for them to sprout. That's a recipe for disappointment. He plants them and moves on. Never once does he second guess if he is doing the right thing in the right way. He simply does what he is called to do, and he trusts that the fruits of his labor will be what they are supposed to be. This card also encourages more formal teaching experience. Look for ways you can enrich others' lives through sharing your expertise and knowledge. So yeah, teaching. You need to focus on the energy of joy, and doing that, you then can change your perception. If you're thinking in a negative manner about things that have happened in the past, or things that haven't happened yet, or things that you want to happen, and you're not believing that it's gonna happen, and you're just focusing on the negative aspects of it, then you're not going to be able to see that fruitation happen. It's going to be manifest into a negative manner. And then, you're guided to teach. Those are around you are listening. It takes you a little bit of time for you to open up and speak your words and your truths, but, you're getting there. So, then we've got emotional release. See, this means that you're bottling up lots of emotions. See, there's the flowers, which is the petals opening up the inside, and then you've got the water, which is the emotions deep within you rising or falling. You need to be able to release those for you to bloom and open. And those emotions are whatever is tied to your seeding and your germination of the past that you have been working on to do. Things that you've tried, the negative manners and thought process that you did when you seeded your plants. You've tried to change it from joy, the perception, you've tried to change it to joy. Now you need to believe that keeping that positive change from joy can then change those seeds of those seeds that you sowed. And instead of sitting there with them and talking about it and doing things and wondering about it, you should just continue moving on. Release those emotions that have caused you to want to change, want to plant those seeds. Release that emotion knowing that you are done with it and you're finished with it, and that will come with the emotional release. You will be able to let it go. Like, you can go get in water, take a walk, write down, journal, things like that, to be able to open up and express yourself in a positive manner, or have a conversation with those that you need to have a conversation with. So let's read this one. We all want to be strong. As humans, we value strength and independence, but we also, as humans, need the support of our families and friends or tribe. Trying so hard to be strong, pushing down emotions such as fear, anger, betrayal, sadness, only forces them to grow and become stronger. The bubbling up and release that eventually comes takes everyone involved by surprise, and sometimes does harm in terms of hurting feelings and words that cannot be taken back. Get into the practice of voicing your feelings, even if it's just acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance, find a way that you can safely feel your most feared emotions. Feel them and let them go. This is potentially deep healing for you. So it looks like, with the change of perception from negative to positive with the joy, you then are going to be able to see your fruitation, those things that you seeded, the things that you wanted, that you pushed to have done, you know, little seeds that you planted to grow. You'll see those grow. And as long as you have a healthy emotional release where you're letting it out instead of it just exploding, then you can see yourself moving forward. So let's see what the cards, the shamanic healing cards, can give us to help us finish off the month of July. What advice or little hint or message that you can give us that will help us understand how to change that perception of thinking if it becomes so difficult. Do you have a message, advice, or anything that would help us finish off the month of July? All right. Masculine energy and psychic development. See, I can understand what the psychic development means, because being able to release yourself from the negative thinking patterns, you then can change your perception. Changing your perception then helps you walk away from those seeds instead of worrying and fretting about them. Being able to feed them that healthy, good energy that you want to feed that for it to manifest properly. And as you wait, you learn to release your emotional flow. You're able to express yourself in a healthy manner, or at least start to. You find ways to express yourself to release all that extra stress and lower vibrations, so you're able to bring yourself up. Well, when psychic development comes in, I mean, we've got the sun here, we've got the swan, and then you've got the ground. You know, it's got water, and then the ground. In the ground, you've got plants, your seeds are growing. So this is, if you are able to continue on this path, you are going to see whatever it is that you wanted to come forward. Your seeds and growth, your expression, nature, your waters, your emotions are going to even out and become something that you can float upon and grow. Kind of like, you know, the ugly duckling, you know, it turns into a swan. It becomes beautiful. Under the sun and under the light, it will be beautiful. You know, the sun is a positive, healthy energy. It's love, it's light, it's a new beginning. So this is a new beginning if you keep your path in this manner. And then you've got the masculine energy, which again is the sun. Just maybe this is the energy that's going to be coming in. Maybe it's going to be more forthcoming and up front and stern, loyal, compassionate, things that are masculine to you. And then, you know, that energy will be the push that gives you what you need to be able to do what you need to do, you know. So let's see what these two cards read. This one is psychic development. The energy and healing work you are doing now will enable you to heighten your sensitivity to the energy around you and others. This will assist you in developing discernment. Discernment is the feeling you get in your body that signals to you whether something feels right or wrong. Your sixth sense, your gut feeling. The situation you're inquiring about is asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on others' energy, yet you do not want to close yourself off out of fear. Envision energy flowing through you like water. Take on too much and you can sink. Closing yourself off offers a very different energetic experience. When you let the water energy flow as it will, and neither embrace it or fight it, you are truly in the flow. Remaining in this elevated energetic vibration will allow you to tap into the realms of the psyche. Alternately, this card can signify to pull a tool to take classes, workshops, or read books about psychic development. Well, I currently have a book on meditation, and I have a book on scrying, so I definitely understand where it comes to taking classes or reading, because sometimes you don't have to go to school to do it. You can just do by learning about what's in front of you with what you can find, you know, using your discernment, what's right from wrong, to be able to do that. So currently, you know, you see this. You have joy. Changing your perception from negative to positive will bring your seeds to fruition, which will help them grow. Your emotional release and letting it out in a healthy way will also help your psychic development and bring it in for you to be able to use in a heightened way and help others. You know, just remember, don't close yourself off from others' energies. Find a way to just let it go through you and release it, and not linger over it and question it and wonder, unless you're in the moment working with yourself and that person. And then when you're done, just let it go. Then you've got the masculine energy. I'll show you the card. Very pretty, isn't it? The sun, powerful, a life force without which nothing on this earth could survive. The masculine energy is one of action, doing, creating, forcing. In nature is balanced out with feminine energy. In nature, it is balanced out with feminine energy. When we find ourselves embodying this energy, we get things done. We are thinking, logical beings. If we reside here too staunchly, we do not have any room for opposite energy to come in, being able to effortlessly flow from one to another, masculine to feminine. This is the pinnacle of being in the flow energetically. Sometimes in love relationships, the energy turns topsy-turvy, and we end up residing in the energy that doesn't meet our highest needs. This is hard to break out of due to the fear if I don't do it, it won't get done. Realizing that two people make up the relationship, in the evolved one, the relationship itself develops its own energetic balance. A perfect combination of yin and yang, masculine and feminine. If there is a void in one of the areas, an imbalance will develop, and in the nature of things, unconsciously we will try to balance it out. Being aware is a perfect first step. Alternately, this card signifies a very important man in your life. So, this says, you know, keeping in your masculine energy will help you also balance out your feminine. But you need to remember that you need to be able to flow from masculine to feminine. You know, there's a lot in store for this if it is done in a proper way. So, we got a lot of questions. That was just an overall with shamanic healing. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Alright, so now we have got the Oracle Dragonfey cards. These are very pretty ones. Very pretty. So I love these cards, and this is the first time that I've put these together, so we can work on this and have a really good open eye, because shamanic healing energies give you, you know, food for thought, definitely, because you only know what seeds you've sown. You only know what your energy field is like. You only know what your perception is, and you only know what seeds you've sown. And you only know what emotions are deep inside of you. So this is all internally. So what I want to know is what externally, like outside of the body, outside of the mind, can we do to help us move forward to get to the positive psychic development with the masculine and feminine flow being balanced out? What exactly can the Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio, what can we use in July that would help this? So, let's see. What exactly can we do outside of our body and our mind to be able to help this psychic development flow happen? What can we do? Let's get the bottom of the card first for the energy flow to go with joy. Alright, so so the bottom of the card is Queen Mab. You are an ancient wisdom is awakening. Your ancient wisdom is awakening. Alright, so currently we've got Queen Mab, and this is very beautiful card. Very beautiful. So the number 11 too. Alright. Let's see what Queen Mab can help us do outside of our body and our minds to be able to help the psychic development flow forward in a positive, healthy manner. Getting back to the basic of enchantment and magical reconnection with the old ways and seeing them as internal or ethereal. Eternal. Understanding the karmic history of your area, applying the principles and lessons in the present moment, telepathically receiving messages and trusting in them, knowing that your thoughts have energy and can have an immense impact on what happens, thinking of threefold law, indulging in some old-fashioned magic, believing in your own abilities and trust in the ancient ways of wisdom that run through your blood, as well as the planet's heartbeat. So, you are awakening something deep within inside of you. And joy will be the trigger and the outcome. Being able to keep into that positive thoughts and manifestation will actually help you enhance them. So, we've got ancient wisdom with joy coming into your perception. You need to keep this. You need to push this forward to help germinate your seeds. Your seeds have already been sown. You're watering them. Your emotional flow is out, so you need to be able to let it out and let it free in a healthy, very healthy way. So that will push your psychic development up and moving this forward. And, you know, obviously you're going to come into very strong, determined energy, and I think that will help you push you forward. You know, that energy in itself will give you the determination to do what you need to do and be able to move forward in a healthy, positive way. So, let's see. What can you give us for our perception? What can we do in our material and physical world that will be able to assist us with our psychic development? Because we need to be able to change our light and dark. So, where exactly can we move ourselves forward? Dreamcatcher. Dreaming your wisdom. So, dreaming your wisdom. There's things that you want, you think about all the time. Maybe you should write them down. Telling yourself what exactly you wanted, where you want it to go, and moving forward. So maybe your dreams and your perception of your dreams need to change. And the dreams don't just mean when you're sleeping. This is during the day and awake, and things that you want to do to further your life and where you want to go in your life. You know, you need to change the thought process to that, you know, positive. You're not trapped. You're not stuck where you're at. You're probably just in a stagnant moment where everything isn't really moving forward for you yet because it's still germinating and it's still seeding. You still seeded your dreams. You still need to dream them. You need to feed them. You need to feed them with your ancient wisdom, joy, of the positive things of where you can go from here. The importance of a dream oracles has been spoke. No, hold on. Prophetic dreams, prophetic dreams, precognizance, dreams of elders speaking with you, working on opening and empowering your solar plexus, beginning to seek your dreams out purposely, placing action with dreams, finding feathers during the day, receiving messages from owls and eagles, and from wise women, breathing deeply while sleeping well with air being well oxygenated, using oil burners. So, this is your dreams. You need to clean out your environment around you for you to be able to dream properly using smells, scents, that'll help you dream and be able to reach that state to be able to manifest your dreams into life. You know, this is talking about a person who can dream their dreams and bring them to fruition, as long as their emotional flow and release is balanced between their masculine and the feminine. This will help the psychic development come through. And then, alright, so we've got teaching. Teaching can be mental, teaching can be physical, with a person or themselves, or just in general. What exactly can you give us for the end of July that'll help us physically with our mental? Because we are obviously, you know, stuck in a worry spot and don't understand where exactly we're going from here. You know, there are things that we have sown seed-wise that we want to have happen, but where exactly can you help us move forward, continue moving in a healthy way to get to our psychic development? Anne and the Guardian. Born Innocent. This one is at number 12. Very pretty, isn't it? Alright. She's holding her energy. She is ready to pull all the punches. You know, you could tell just in that picture itself. You know, maybe it's time for you to use what you know now and put it to good use. Alright, Born Innocent. Let's read it. Your sexual expression may be feeling restricted, or you may have been criticized for being in command of your own sexual destiny. There is a feeling about you that you should be more hidden, less conspicuous, and less daring in your expression of freedom. Older men may wish you to behave in less overt ways and wish you to settle down and be good. If you are a man, and you may be expressing the joys of loving a free woman and having your masculinity questioned at times because you do not control her. You have suffered sexual pain in the past, and you've even been oppressed. This card signifies your absolute right in your own freedom and selfhood. Do not yield to it. Well, obviously, it's point blank your sexual freedom. You know, your sexual expression isn't just about sex. It is about who you are as a person and how you see yourself. Are you open to new ideas of your own self? Can you see yourself in a positive light? Do you see yourself as beautiful, strong, and courageous, or handsome, daring, and generous, and kind? You know, you could be anything that you choose to be, but are you looking at yourself in a joyful way so your perception of yourself can change? Because that itself will help. Yeah, this is mental, but this isn't just mental because you're looking at your physical. You need to be able to dream yourself to be beautiful. You need to dream yourself knowing you are beautiful and strong, and knowing that you are capable of doing what it is you're doing. And then emotional release. Now, this can become either easygoing, just crying and letting it out, or this could be volatile emotions, depending on how much you've actually kept built up and whether or not you've been able to get it out in a healthy manner. So, regardless of what happens, we are going to figure this out. So, can you please give us some help in the emotional release area? This can become physical, violent, or it could be a loving, calming expression, or it could be hysterics and depression, or, you know, many, many different ways. But how exactly can we help ourselves move forward in our psychic development and for the rest of July to be able to get to that point in our life where we want to be, where we see our seeds grown, at least starting to sprout, so we have hope for the new direction? What exactly could you give us hope-wise to help us with our emotional release, to keep us on a positive note? Love who you are. Well, very descriptive to what's going on here. So, love who you are. Are you thinking negatively of yourself? Is that what your emotional release needs to be? Do you need to release the negative thoughts that you have of yourself? Do you feel as if you don't deserve what you have or see what you have in front of you? Can you help yourself heal? That's what it needs you to do. It needs you to heal. It's yourself, your mind, to be able to open the psychic developments. You need to trust yourself and believe in your dreams and your innocence and your love and your caring and your beautiful, your outside as well as your inside. There are many, many different paths that you can take. You can take the negative road, which would just be a harder one. It would probably not get you to the psychic development, but it will help you try to balance out, if not your masculine and your feminine. But that psychic development, to be able to get there, you need to be able to love who you are, love your gifts and your strengths, your weaknesses. You know you have bad days where you don't want to get up and move. You don't want to do anything, but you also fight yourself to be able to do that. And that there is just a gift in itself. That is strength and willpower to be able to move forward and do exactly what you need. So that's beautiful right there. I like that one. Sorry, I took a drink of my drink. So, alright, what we have next is our psychic development. Now, that's going to be the outcome of this. We understand that the outcome can be anything. It could be different. It could be negative, positive, but we want our psychic development to positively manifest. We want to be able to reach the goal that we've been wanting to reach. So, let's see what the card's going to give.